But most coaches have to coach to the least motivated denominator. Their messaging goes out to engage and challenge the laziest kids on the team to keep them from holding the rest of the team back. Or it goes out to the average mindset on the team to address the most people possible.
Yeah, straight A student, but I'm friends with the cool kids. Following the rules and the rubric. Freestyle on the bus.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dr. Zach Guiser, and this is another entry into the Athlete Development Journal where we take complex athletic problems and provide simple solutions. Got my coffee in hand bright and early this morning. Let's get it. For our mental deep dive today, I want to talk about the concept of the advice paradox. So I was listening to a podcast recently that talked about the concept of advice hyper-responders, which was developed by Chris Williamson. But I think it's kind of better termed the advice paradox, so I'm just going to roll with that for today. But the basic premise is that the people who are likely to respond to a specific piece of advice are those who need it least. Those who already work really hard are probably the most likely to get fired up by a David Goggins speech. Those who most naturally respond to the messaging of needing more self-care and more self-love and giving yourself more grace are most often those who already have a hard time stepping outside of their comfort zone. I'm not saying that working hard is bad. I'm not saying that self-care and self-love is bad. But I'm saying that those who respond most to those pieces of advice are typically playing into the advice they already follow most. Another example is the concept of extreme ownership. Taking full responsibility for your life and what happens inside of it is advice that's usually typically ignored by those who are already plagued with a victim complex and absolutely inhaled by those who are already bearing excessive guilt. When it comes to coaching adolescent athletes, I think it's probably true that the vast majority of adolescent athletes need more of David Goggins yelling in their ear and telling them to work harder and to suck it up a little bit than they do Brene Brown telling them it's okay to step back and take a mental health break. But I don't think that's necessarily true for our GT athletes. See, GT has always been a place where conscientious overachievers tend to congregate. So conscientious overachiever is somebody who focuses on all the small details, who obsesses over doing everything the right way, but applies that to more than you think they should. So they try to overachieve in everything that they do. So I myself am naturally a conscientious overachiever. I'm obsessed with small details. I want to be the best at everything that I possibly can. So when I started training athletes, the athletes who took to my coaching were naturally cut from the same mold. And they brought their friends who also felt the same way, which led to me hiring those former athletes who were conscientious overachievers, which attracted more athletes who were conscientious overachievers, and it continues to cycle on down that way. Furthermore, we're a private facility where you're explicitly opting into more work, trying to get every edge you possibly can. Those who don't want to work hard and chase greatness, well, they just don't fit in here. And eventually they opt themselves out. Or, sometimes we opt them out because it's just not working. When you get a regular team, though, so just a typical high school team, you get a hodgepodge of a bunch of different personality types. But most coaches have to coach to the least motivated denominator. Their messaging goes out to engage and challenge the laziest kids on the team to keep them from holding the rest of the team back. Or it goes out to the average mindset on the team to address the most people possible. This is where the advice paradox becomes problematic, though. The lazy or average kids, well, it just goes in one ear and out the other with them. But the conscientious overachievers are going to inhale that advice and fixate on the fact that they're being told they're not doing enough, even if that happens on a subconscious level. Don't get me wrong, we have our share of athletes who need a firm foot to kick them into gear. And just about every athlete goes through seasons where you need them to push a little bit harder and you have to give them that extra push. But a lot of our athletes, they need the message that who they are is already enough. Yes, you should absolutely work your tail off. Yes, you should absolutely sell out for your dream. Yes, you should give it everything you've got. But at the end of the day, you're still a human being and there's only so much that you've got and you're not going to get a W every single time. Your limitations are okay. I don't know. At the end of the day, I think this just comes down to the art of coaching. Some kids need pushed really often to challenge them and get them to do more to realize what they're capable of. Some kids are so self-critical and beating themselves up so much that all they need from a coach is to be pulled back and reassured. And most kids need a little bit of both at different times. There's no one size fits all to this coaching thing. For our training deep dive, we're moving on to the strength section of our physical literacy curriculum. For those of you who didn't listen last week, we're developing our version 1.0 curriculum of what it should look like for each athlete from the ages of 3 through 18 if you are trying to chase the 90th percentile. So what should each physical ability look like? Just like you have your grade levels. In first grade, you should know your XYZ. And I don't know, in third grade, you should start learning cursive. My mom's a teacher. I'm sorry. I don't know what any of the educational standards are at this point in time. My kid's only 4. We'll get there. But from a strength side of things, this is our version 1.0. This stuff will change in the future, but I think this is a pretty solid place to start. At the ages of 3 to 4 years old, we're looking for a 30-second dead hang. So somebody's arms are up on the chin-up bar, biceps can be all the way down to their ear. They should just be able to hang there for 30 seconds straight. I want to see them be able to bear crawl 20 yards without stopping or putting their knees on the ground. I want to see them be able to duck walk 10 yards without their hips coming up past their knees. And I want to see them be able to do a reverse plank march for 30 seconds. So a reverse plank march is where you have just your shoulder blades lying on one box and just your heels on another box. So your whole middle section of your body is just freely in the air. You're able to keep your hips up nice and high, and you just step in place. So you have one heel comes up, the other heel comes up, the other heel comes up, the other heel comes up. So be able to do that for 30 seconds. The ages of 5 to 6 years old, I want to see a 30-second chin-up hold. So it's no longer a dead hang where your arms are all the way extended. Now I want to see them be able to hold that chin above the bar for 30 seconds continuously. I want to see 8 unbroken level 4 push-ups. Level 4 push-up for us here is a regular push-up, no modification. So I want to see 8 unbroken, perfect level 4 push-ups. I want to see their chest in between their hands when they go all the way down, not their face in between their hands. I want to see the elbows slightly off the side so they're not contacting the side. But I don't want to see those elbows all the way flared out. I don't want to see the hips sagging down. I want perfect level 4 push-ups, 8 of them in a row. I want to see a 15-second positive shin split squat ISO to a cone on each side. A positive shin split squat ISO is when you go down into a split squat, your knee is out in front of your toe. Now, I don't want your heel coming off the ground. You just want that knee pushed forward so it's out in front of your toe. Chest stays completely vertical. You're going so low that you're tapping to a low cone that we use here at GT, and you're able to hold there for 15 seconds on each side. We want you to touch the cone, not crush the cone. And I want to see you be able to do a single leg reverse plank for 15 seconds on each side. So it's just like we did with the reverse plank in the ages 3 to 4. So shoulder blades on one box, heel on the other. Now I just want to see you be able to hold with just one leg for 15 seconds consecutively, not letting your hips drop. From the ages of 7 to 8 years old, I want to see you be able to do a 60-second chin-up hold. So we're going from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. I want to see 15 unbroken level 4 push-ups. So going from 8 to 15. 25-second positive shin split squat ISO to a cone on each side, and a single leg reverse plank for 30 seconds on each leg. So everything's the same. All the tests are the same from 5 to 6 and 7 to 8, but we're increasing the duration or the reps. From the ages of 9 to 10 years old, I want to see you be able to do your first full chin up. At the ages of 9 to 10 years old, we want to be able to do a full chin up where your biceps are starting all the way next to your ears. You are completely from that dead hang position. You're able to pull yourself all the way up. Chin is all the way up above the bar. I want to see 25 unbroken level 4 push-ups. I want to see a 35-second positive shin split squat ISO to a cone on each side. And I want to see you be able to do a full Nordic without any help. So a Nordic hamstring curl, somebody is holding your heels down on the ground. You're keeping your hips fully extended, and you're able to lower all the way down, keeping your hips extended. Touch your nose to the ground, preferably your chest, and then go all the way back up. From the ages 11 to 12, I want to see you be able to do 3 consecutive chin-ups. Now, when you do your chin-ups, make sure you start from that dead hang, okay? Then go all the way up, all the way back down. Make sure your biceps get all the way back next to your ears. Do not shortchange those reps. I want to see you be able to do 35 unbroken level 4 push-ups from the ages 11 to 12 years old. I want to see you be able to do 45-second positive shin split squat ISO to a cone on each side. And I want to see you be able to do 3 Nordic hamstring curls at that point in time. So going all the way down, all the way up 3 times in a row. So moving on to the ages of 13 to 14, this is where we start having more traditional strength measures be incorporated. It's not purely body weight anymore. Now we're starting to incorporate some loaded movements. I want to see you be able to do 1.1 times body weight chin up for a 3 rep max. So that means you are able to put 10% additional of your body weight hanging from you and able to do 3 reps of a chin up. So if you weigh, let's say 150 pounds at 14 years old, I want to see you be able to put 15-pound weight hanging from you and do 3 chin up reps with that weight. I want you to be able to bench press 0.8 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. I want to see you be able to reverse lunge 1 times your body weight. So reverse lunge your body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, I want you to be able to do 150-pound reverse lunge on your right leg, 150-pound reverse lunge on your left leg. And again, I want to see perfect form on these. So that means I don't want to have your shin shooting back whenever you're coming up. I want to see your knee go over your toe, heel stays on the ground, chest stays vertical, and nice, smooth, controlled, perfect reps where you're not absolutely slamming your knee on the ground. And I want to see you be able to do a trap bar deadlift with 1.3 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. From the ages of 15 to 16, moving on with those same lifts, now we have a chin up. I want you to be able to do 1.3 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. So that means you're able to hang 30% of your body weight off you, still do a chin up. I want to see you be able to bench press 1.0 times your body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, I want to see you be able to bench press 150 pounds for a 3 rep max. Reverse lunge 1.3 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. Trap bar deadlift 2 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. From the ages of 17 to 18, I want to see you be able to do a chin up with 1.7 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. So if you weighed 100, I can't do the public math there, never mind. Bench press 1.3 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. Reverse lunge 1.7 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. Trap bar deadlift 2.5 times your body weight for a 3 rep max. So if you're 18 years old, you weigh about 200 pounds, you should be able to deadlift 500 for a 3 rep max. Again, these are not average numbers. These are to get you in that 90th percentile. So this is if you're chasing more of an elite level. Just like last week, I will share these in the newsletter. So if you don't subscribe to the newsletter, you just listen to the podcast, I put these in a nice, neat table for you. If you sign up for the newsletter at gtperformance.co/newsletter, again, that's .co, not .com. So what's going on at GT? As always, a lot. We're in the heat of summer. We are in smack dab the middle of summer. And to be honest, this is the point where kids start to drop some enthusiasm a little bit. It's not as new. It's not as exciting to be off of school and to have all this time and just devote it to training. And so this is where we as coaches really got to pick it up and remind them why they're doing this, why they show up consistently, why they should work their tail off whenever it's 90 degrees out and they're sweating their face off, why they are doing what they're doing. And so we're working overtime to make sure we keep the kids motivated, keep them working, keep that intensity as high as we possibly can. But the kids are working really hard. We're really blessed to have a hardworking group of athletes who've had a lot of wins this past week. We got Mia Frescura hit 2 chin-ups in a row. So we've got a 12-year-old who's knocking out 2 chin-ups in a row. They looked fantastic. She also hit a single leg broad jump PR on both sides on the same day. And then last week, she hit a pro agility PR to both sides. And so she's somebody who's come really consistently. She's worked really hard. She's always got a nice smile on her face. She shows up. She does what we ask her to do. She has a good time, and she's really seeing some progress. So shout out to you, Mia. Keep working hard. We got the jump man himself, Aiden Wilfong, hit a 36.6-inch vertical jump in the facility the other day. He keeps inching closer and closer to that 40 mark. Man, look at where he started. Look at this table we've got here. Starting at 21.4, slow and steady progress all the way up through. Now we're at 36.6 inches. That's what commitment to the process. He's been training here for over 3 years now. He shows up consistently year-round, in season, out of season, doesn't matter. Works really hard, and now he's got some crazy springs only going into his sophomore year, jumping 36.6. He also hit a single leg broad jump on both sides, 7 feet 7 inches. So single leg broad jump on his right, 7.7, single leg broad jump on his left, 7.7, which if you don't know what a single leg broad jump feels like, go try one out. 7.7 is no joke. That's pretty far out there. Shout out to you, Aiden. But at the time of recording this, you have not filled out your goal sheet yet. And so I'm calling you out when I shout you out right now. Fill out your goal sheet, my guy. And last but certainly not least, we've got Ashley Cedar hit a 1.34 X10 fly, which is down from a 1.40 the last time she PR'd. So that's a huge improvement. That means she's getting a lot faster in that late acceleration window. Our X10 fly is about a 10-10 fly. It's not measured out perfectly, but it's about a 10-10 fly. We start from outside the gym. We finish inside the gym, running through the garage door. 1.34 seconds. She's getting fast. She's somebody who's been here for a long time, been through a lot with that young lady. Really super sweet. Really excited for her to hit some good numbers there. And then what's going on? And then what's going on as a sports parent? What's going on with my kids, man? So last week we had the really hot week. So Grace's soccer team bailed, man. So they still had practice. The good coach was back. The organized coach was back, and he still had practice. I like him. I like the way that he works. I don't even know his name. I should probably learn that. But he's organized. He's committed. But it was just really sad to see how few kids came out. And so we normally have, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 kids who are supposed to be there. I think we had 4 kids show up, and there was no reason other than the fact that it was a hot day. I get it. You want your kid to be comfortable. You don't want to put your kid in unsafe conditions, but man, like you got to teach them to be uncomfortable. You got to teach them that they can still do things despite the circumstances being challenging. There's nothing unsafe about being out in, I don't know, it was probably 89, 88 degrees because it was at 6 o'clock. It starts at 6:10 p.m. So you don't have any UV conditions you need to worry about. It's hot. They can hydrate. It's a 40-minute practice. Challenge your kids, man. I ran through the same issue when we had flag football, where if we had a rainy day, the parents didn't want to come out. They said they didn't want their kids getting sick. They didn't want their kids catching a cold. One, I want to play Mythbusters. Being in the rain does not make you sick. There are external factors that may contribute to it, but just being out in the rain alone is not something that makes you sick, okay? That's an old wives' tale. 2, it's probably not your kid who has an issue with being out in the rain. They probably like it. It's probably you who didn't want to sit there, okay? So please don't raise a soft generation. I was just really sad to see how many kids bailed out. If you sign up for something, commit to it, man. Commit to it. It's like an 8-week process. Just commit to something. Show your kids what commitment looks like. I'm going to follow that up by something that I am really proud of. And so I talked last week about roller skating and how we're going to use that as a way to get Grace to understand what it looks like to have a goal, to start where you're not good at something, to have a goal to get good at something, come up with a plan to get better at it, commit to that plan, commit to the process, and see the end results. So here's the whole situation. Grace basically worships her older cousin who's like 3 years older than her. She adores her. She wants to be just like her. And she's having a roller skating birthday party on August 15th. So Grace kept asking me, she said, "Dad, can we go roller skating? Dad, can we go roller skating?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." We went roller skating, and she was terrible at it. She was so disappointed. She had these visions of her being able to skate around the rink all by herself and be able to go smoothly and not fall, not use a walker, not use my hand, just be able to skate really smooth all by herself. And she was falling all over the place with the walker. She couldn't skate holding my hands. She was just really bad at it. And she was really disappointed. She was really upset. But we've been using that as a learning opportunity. So I bought her a pair of roller skates, and we came up with a plan where every day she's going to go out and practice roller skating for at least 10 minutes. Every day that she does that, we've got this big calendar that has every day of the year on it. We've got this big calendar where she gets to put a big green check mark on that day if she practiced roller skating that day. If she doesn't practice roller skating, she puts a big red X. We're 5 days into that now. We've got 5 green check marks, and the difference in how she can roller skate right now is astounding. She's skating without us holding her hand. She falls every now and then, but she's able to start doing some turns now. The before video and the after video after only 5 days is incredible, and we've still got over a month to go with this. Cannot wait to see the progress. Really excited really excited that she's learning about what it feels like to commit to a process. Probably the most valuable parenting thing I've done so far. My wife carries the weight. She's an awesome parent. She does all the really cool stuff, but this is something I was really proud I came up with. And so really excited about that. Um, Gymnastics was closed for the holiday last week, so we don't have any cute Evie stories. I'm sure I'll get another one. I go straight there after recording this, so I'll probably have something for you for next week. But other than that, she's just been a little wrecking ball. She's been eating all her food, eating pizza. Girl's obsessed with pizza, having a good time. Practicing swimming a little bit, but she just constantly says, "I don't like it. I don't like it." Not a swimming girl at this point. Um, but yeah, that's it for now. As always, I have to remind you that everything in this newsletter, podcast, social media, and on our website is for educational purposes only and should not be used for medical advice. Please consult a healthcare practitioner directly. And if you enjoy this episode, if you enjoy this podcast, if you enjoy the physical literacy curriculum, if you enjoy some of the sports parenting stories, if you could share this episode with somebody, that would mean a lot to me. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, go be great out there.
Yeah, straight A student, but I'm friends with the cool kids. Following the rules and the rubric. Freestyle on the bus and it's too lit.